be the first to know.
Ukraine is beating back Russian gains in several Kyiv suburbs, holding off Russia's challenge of the capital. All told, and this is according to NATO, as many as 40,000 Russian soldiers have been killed, injured, captured, or are missing. If that is true, Sean, that is 1/5 of the total combat force of Russia. Ukrainian forces are hanging in there in the embattled port city of Mariupol, but just 100,000 people are left there, 90% of the city destroyed. The targeting of civilians by Russians there and in many other cities across this country, leading the U.S. on Wednesday to formally assess that Russia has committed war crimes. Ukrainian President Zelensky hanged too, telling, this time via video link, Japan's parliament about the danger of Russia possibly resorting to tactical nuclear weapon. There are also fears among many officials, including in Washington, of Moscow resorting to chemical or biological weapons. And as for Russia, it looks like there's a little bit of trouble in the corridors of the Kremlin right now. We've already reported that intelligence officials are getting the axe for their bad information. Now, there are reports on Wednesday a top economic advisor to Putin has left the country, and we haven't seen the defense chief of that country in public.
Asked for enhancements related to prepubescent children, related to the nature of these images. You say, I'm not going to apply it. But what you're telling me is, I guess, that you don't have a policy objection. I mean, why didn't you apply the enhancements as they were asked for?
Senator, I've answered this question many times from many senators who've asked me, so I'll stand on what I've already said.
Why these crimes, why these images, in your view, do not signal an especially heinous or egregious child pornography offense.
It was reaction.
In an attempt to distract from your broad support, your deep record, your outstanding intellectual and legal credentials.
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition? No.
You can't?
Not in this context.
So
I'm not a biologist.
How would you determine if a plaintiff had Article III standing to challenge a gender-based rule, regulation, policy, without being able to determine what a woman was?
Senator, I'm not able to answer your question. You're asking me about hypotheticals.
No one questions either your academic law school credentials or your service as clerk and as federal judge.
She has all the tickets in terms of her intelligence, her education.
I don't quite remember the basis for the Dred Scott opinion.
Air raid sirens wailing in the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv, barrages of shelling and loud gunfire also rocking the city, striking a shopping mall and a high-rise building. Fires from shelling injuring 4 people, according to Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko. Speaking to reporters earlier today, he said 264 civilians have been killed in the capital since war broke out. Southern Ukraine, the street battles and aerial bombardment remain relentless in the encircled port city of Mariupol. Still, Ukrainian forces have prevented its fall, but the damage and human toll is devastating. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says of the city's 430,000 residents, only some 100,000 remain, and efforts to get desperately needed food and other supplies to those trapped have often failed. Meantime, President Biden and other world leaders have now arrived in Brussels, where highly anticipated talks are set to begin in the morning. And NATO is now estimating that 7,000 to 15 have been killed since the war started 4 weeks ago, to put lost about 15,000 troops over 10 years in Afghanistan. I'm Jonathan Hunt, live in Lviv. Stay with Fox News for all